A lot of games have cutscenes, parts in between the gameplay that you don't do anything in, you rather watch them like a movie. They can show off story and show off the world in ways that the gameplay can't. I wanted to add one of those to the space between, our indie combat game. The way I went about doing that was essentially building my own editing software within Unity. Now, this isn't like something like CapCut or Premiere, but it does a very similar thing. Essentially, an editing software or an editing system at its most simple state is something that lets you put images or videos typically, change how long they play for, and change the order they play in. So using custom class variables in Unity, I was able to make one of those myself where I can infinitely customize it. The first thing is a custom variable of mine called scene disp or scene display. Next up is the cutscene as a string for the name, integer for the track, the number in the soundtrack for the song to play, a list of scenes to display, these ones I showed off, a vector2 post position, the place to place the player after the cutscene is done, and post scene, what level, what area to put the player in once the cutscene is done. Finally, all of it is controlled by this cutscene manager script. It essentially says, have I played all of the scenes yet? If not, play the next one. If I've played all the scenes, put the player where he's supposed to be. With all of that code set up, I have to start actually adding cutscenes, and I've done some of those here. This one is called the escape cutscene. You can see, has the track, plays track 10 in the soundtrack. It has no position to load afterwards because it just loads the Hospital 20 scene where you would fight the Entity 107 boss. Then it has a list of scenes. This cutscene only has 4. The first image plays for 4.6 seconds, the second plays for 9, then 7, then 2. Let me show you what it looks like when that happens. And then it goes straight to the boss fight because of the code to put you in the right place. So like I said earlier, hypothetically, this same exact system could be used to give each thing an animation, almost the same way you would give things an animation or a transition or something to do some kind of movement in an editing software like CapCut. I think it's really cool how much you're able to simplify these things and make these whole systems, and I was able to build my own editing software using Unity custom class variables. They're worth looking into. I also want to show off one more cutscene that we've added so far. Game dev content of the space between, follow us on YouTube and our socials.